With summer travel season in high gear, Canadians are hitting the road and choosing to spend a lot of their travel dollars closer to home. A recent TD survey shows Canadians are buying into domestic tourism and supporting small Canadian business in the process. Here to talk us through the trends that she's seeing is Julia Kelly, Vice President of Small Business Banking at TD. So great to have you with us, Julia.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Let's start with the big picture. We do have a lot of economic uncertainty. We've been living it for a while now, but it's summertime. Canadians still want to travel. What stood out the most for you in these findings?
You know, it's terrific news for small business owners across Canada because we learned nearly 9 in 10 Canadians said that supporting small businesses was important to them. Canadians have not put their travel plans on hold, with 60% of Canadians planning to travel within Canada this summer.
Now, I understand on the findings too, and this is interesting to me because usually people say, like, I got vacation plans. It's a big location. I'm going to go. I went to Banff earlier this year. Some of them I'm going to the East Coast. I'm going to go to Quebec City. Canadians, nearly 3/4 of them saying they're willing to travel just to visit a unique local business, whether it's a restaurant, a shop, a quirky attraction. What does that tell you about the consumer and their behavior right now?
Well, it's really a shift in traveling domestically. 64% of Canadians are planning to travel within Canada over the summer months. And there's been a keen interest in supporting local Canadian businesses. 9 in 10 have said it's important to them to support local, and keeping in mind, summer travel doesn't always mean traveling across the country. Sometimes it might be staying pretty close to home, traveling in their home province. And while visiting unique businesses is important to them, what is evident in the trend is that when planning a trip, they're making a point to research, whether that's through social media or through different outlets and community advertisements, visiting local attractions like restaurants or who have a specific or unique flavor, or businesses that are really specialized to that local area. People are looking for a unique experience, something they can't get anywhere else.
So here is opportunity for these small businesses. Also, I imagine some challenges. How would I'm thinking of a seasonal community, a rural community, start to tap in to this demand for this experience to grow their reach?
So we know 73% of Canadians will consider a travel destination based on this unique attraction they might have. And so really it's about staying true to what you do well as a unique business in a local economy. So when you think about that, it might be what is specific to that area, what might be something that is grown or unique or not able to get anywhere else, especially outside of a city, and something that might be a bit quieter, that is an attraction for a summer plan, and you can't get during the winter months.
Now, I was telling you before we came on air that in the spring I went to Banff. It was my 25th wedding anniversary. Despite the economic uncertainty, I had to go big because it was my 25th wedding anniversary. But we do have this uncertainty, people keeping a little tighter hold on their money. Is this shaping the way Canadians are choosing to travel, choosing to spend?
You know, the uncertainty has been trending for a while, and we've heard from a lot of small business owners regarding concern around consumer spending and slowing down of spending. So learning that tourism will pick up across the country has really been welcome news, especially when we look at small businesses that are subject to seasonality and the summer months with increase in local traffic, and this initiative to support local businesses will carry not just through the summer months, but even into the fall. So it's exactly what we wanted to hear, that Canadians are looking to support local small businesses as part of their summer vacation plans.
So when you speak to these small businesses across the country and the owners, which I know you do, what are they telling you about this environment and how they're adapting to it?
Small business owners are one thing. They are resilient, and I think there are Canadians who have really shown how important it is to them to support these local small businesses. So as we've seen through the survey results, we know that there is uncertainty, and they're taking time to think intentionally on how to mitigate the impacts of uncertainty, adapt their businesses to attract more customers, and work with local suppliers to understand how they can really impact their bottom line, especially if they're seeing an influx of local travelers.
In Canada, of course, summer has all too short a life. We head into the fall and into the winter. Perhaps some of these businesses won't see the kind of support just simply because we're back at work and we're not traveling as much. What kind of support or advice do you think some of these businesses will need to keep thriving and evolving in this new landscape?
I think it's important for small businesses to really understand, get in touch with your advisor. At TD, we keep the dialogue open with our clients. We want small business customers to succeed. And I encourage customers to meet with your small business advisor to have those discussions around cash flow management. What are their options? How are they thinking about advice when they are faced with uncertainty? And together we can proactively find solutions. And so keeping that dialogue open is really critical as they look forward into an uncertain landscape.
Obviously, you have a line of communication with this business, these business owners. I told you I was surprised by the idea that it wasn't about the city, it was about the unique, quirky restaurant or some other location. What surprised you most out of these survey findings?
What surprised me most was the amount to which people will research their trip and looking into local attractions, doing the research ahead of time to know what is that one specific attraction across the city that is really going to drive someone's interest. And, there's so many different interests that people have. So the ability to tap into people's interests and the unique attractions really stood out.